we are playing Slay the Spire II. Which is obviously a very highly anticipated game. I've heard many good things about this. I have played the first Slay the Spire, but not super extensively, if I'm being honest. I've played a couple times with each character. So I'm by no means an expert, but I know the basics. And I'm looking forward to trying this out. See how they've expanded on the formula. If it's better than the original, maybe? I don't know. I will say I am always kind of baseline a little skeptical when it comes to direct sequels to roguelikes. Because, like, I'm part of the conceit of the roguelike is sort of like they're infinitely replayable. So kind of like, if you're making a sequel that's like only slight tweaks and changes, then like, what's the point? But who knows? Maybe I can be convinced. I'm not that skeptical going into this, but yeah, let's get into it. I don't even know what multiplayer Slay the Spire would look like, but we're playing single player today. All right, let's see. I mean, we don't really seem to have much choice here. I mean, the Ironclad, that's an old classic. The last soldier of the Ironclads crushes foes with sword and flames against his will. Crushes foes with sword and flame against his will. So is he like in servitude, or? Anyways, he heals at the end of combat, which makes him a bit simpler and easier. Let's go! Enable tutorials. It looks like this is your first time playing Slay the Spire. Well, it's my first time playing Slay the Spire II. Do you want a brief tutorial and some messages to help you out? I mean, like, I don't know how similar this is. I mean, he has, like, literally the same ability as last time, so it seems pretty similar. We'll be fine. Act 1, Overgrowth. Yeah, okay, I'm familiar with this. Here we go. Monster fights, let's go. Alright. Yeah, we got strikes, we got defenses, man. Feel right back at home. So you're attacking for 12. We gotta remember with this guy, the Ironclad, we can take like 6 damage every turn and still basically have taken no damage. Or not every turn, every fight. Deal 8 damage and apply to vulnerable. And that could help us get some good damage. There is a question like, and we could reduce his total attack down to 2 for this turn. I'm not sure if 12 is one of his more. Like, that seems pretty strong at this stage in the game, so that's probably one of his stronger attacks. So let's go double defense and just get a little bit of a strike here. And yeah, we can outdamage him over time. Yeah, see, this is what I was hoping for. That's a much. Like, I'm cool now just taking 1 defense and striking for 2, honestly. Still take 1 damage, but again, we heal 6 at the end of every fight, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal, really. What are you doing? You're empowering. Okay. You have 5 defense, but you're not directly attacking us, so there's no need to defend, so we simply will just strike with as much as we have this turn. Okay, you've strengthened yourself. You're attacking for 14 now. We'd love a finishing blow here. Bash deals 8 on its own, which would bring you down to 7, and applies 2 vulnerable, which will make you deal or take 50% more damage, so you'll get like 9 from that. So we should have lethal done. There we go. Alright. Still got it. Still got it. Let's see. Setup strike, deal 7 damage, gain 2 strength this turn. Now, one of the things to remember at Slay the Spire is you don't have to, and in fact you often shouldn't, just take all the cards. Because some of them are just bad. Granted, at this point, or maybe not just bad, but don't necessarily synergize with what you've got going on. So this just applies vulnerable. Which is interesting. I mean, it's cheaper than our current apply vulnerable thing, but that does damage as well. This one doesn't. Like, what this would do is allow us to do, like, 50% more damage. So, like, if we had 2 strikes, we'd do 6 extra damage. Which I think is actually technically slightly mathematically better than the current thing we have, because that's an 8, but it costs 2. And then you deal 9, so you would have done 15 in total, whereas this would allow you to do 16 in total. but it's a 3-card combo as opposed to a 2-card combo. So in terms of card economy, it's actually a little worse. What's this? Lose 2 HP, gain 16 block. That's interesting. And there are a lot of circumstances where... Because, I mean, you can think of it as effectively a block 14. And I bet you can probably use this after a normal shield, and I think it would just take the shields from the first block, right? So you could use this as a block 14 if you have a lot of damage coming in. Or you could probably use this to get up to, what, like 17 total block if you used a normal block first. I like that. Let's go for it. And who knows, maybe we've got like a damage yourself build in the works. Let's see. I'm not necessarily too keen on hitting a shop too early. Granted, I am also not too keen on never hitting a shop in this act, so right path is probably off the table. Like we probably want to hit at least one shop on this path. And this would be the furthest away shop, which would give us the most time to get some money. So I think we go left here. Okay. You guys look pokey. This enemy intends to give us a status. The twig slimes. It doesn't seem that they have like a spikes effect. Alright, we probably want to take out the little ones as quickly as we can. So I'm thinking we could go strike on the small one. And then we could probably just defend the large, or the middle, the leaf one, to take nothing. Or we could... No, bash would not be good. Okay. Strike. Strike. Defend. Because health is a resource over the course of like this whole act, this whole floor of the dungeon. So we don't want to go too hard. Or okay. This could be a blood wall turn, if I'm being honest. 11 damage is significant. Well, actually, okay. I'm now starting to realize that blood wall is maybe not all it's cracked up to be. Because that's only 6 extra block compared to normal defense. Right? Because if we used both defense, we would take 1 damage. If we use blood wall, we'd take no damage, except we would deal 2 to ourselves. So actually 2 defense is strictly better than a blood wall here. So I think that's what we're going to be doing. And then I say we probably strike the small one just because that's going to be closer to getting taken off the board. It actually... no, that wouldn't work. I was going to say if we got the bash, but we can't... The problem is we can't like bash this guy and then have the effect on this guy. So, yeah, that's just an annoying amount of health for you to have. In any case, we have to defend this turn. We're slimed. We can draw 1 card from being slimed. That's actually not that bad. In terms of curses, at least. So... And if we defend... No, we would only be able to defend once. I think this might just be a strict defend 3 times and try to draw better next turn. Okay. Okay, so neither of you doing anything, so there's no point in putting up defense. So, let's slime then. Great time to use this. Okay, we can't actually use that card, but we at least got the slime out of our hand, so... It's not going to come up later, at least. Now we're down to the twig slime. This could be a blood wall situation. I think it's a blood wall situation. Okay. Oh, obvious bash and strike. Yeah. Now I just need to draw any attack card this turn and we win. We drew an attack card this turn and we won. Alright. And again, taking 6 damage or less is effectively the same as taking no damage with this character. Let's add a card. Inflame. Gain 2 strength. So it's kind of like weakness, except it would apply to everything because it's applying to us. That's interesting. And that's a... Oh, that's a power. Hold up. I forget how powers work. That's like the permanent effect, right? That seems pretty good, if that is what I think it is. Anger for 0. Deal 6 damage and add a copy of this card into your discard pile. Interesting. So if we wanted to do like a spam attack type of build, that would actually probably work pretty good with Inflame. Lose 1 HP, deal 9 damage to the enemy. So Breakthrough would be along the lines of our kind of self-damage build. Now the problem is I'm not actually sure if self-damage build is a thing in Slay the Spire. So I think I'll wait to like fully start investing in that until I start seeing some payoff cards show up. I think Inflame makes the most sense right now, though. Like, that seems pretty strong. Especially if it works, I think it does. Because it seems like, I think we just play that, and then we have +2 to our attack for the rest of the battle. So if that comes out like turn 1, which it did not, but if it did, that would be pretty awesome. What are you doing? You're going to debuff me. Well, I'll debuff you then. How about that? I like them apples. I'm small? While Shrinker Beetle is alive, your attacks deal 30% less damage. Well, I guess I'll just offset that with an Inflame. How about that? Alright, so now I have Strength, and I think that's just going to stay. Lovely. You're attacking for 7. We should defend at least once. But then I think we... It's only 2 damage. I think we want to rush him while we still have the vulnerability. Right, vulnerability and weakness are 2 different stats. I think weakness makes it so you attack less. Vulnerability makes it so you get attacked for more. So, Bash, 2 vulnerable. I think Bash plus a Strike's got to do the job, right? Yeah, it takes you down to 7, you deal 5, but you're also vulnerable, so that should work. Alright. Gold. Of course, we'll take the Fire Potion. Let's try to actually use our potions this time. Okay, what do we got here? Iron Wave, gain 5 block, deal 5 damage. I mean, that's just pretty good, honestly. Like, that's a combination of both of our things. Like, that's just a straight upgrade of what we currently have, so. But Dismantle deals 8 damage. If the enemy is vulnerable, it hits twice. So that's potentially 16 damage. And we do pretty reliably make enemies vulnerable. Worth thinking about. And this is deal 17 damage. Exhaust the top card of your draw pile. It's hard to predict if that's going to be a plus or negative. I mean, that can take out like a bad card, but it could also take out a good card. But here's the issue. Ideally, I don't want to have bad cards in my deck in the first place, so I think it's got to be between Iron Wave and Dismantle. I'll be honest, I don't know why this one's blue and this one's not. Is that like a rarity type of deal, maybe? This one's also glowing slightly. I mean, 16 damage on a vulnerable enemy, which actually, come to think of it, it's not 16 damage on a vulnerable enemy. Because if the enemy is vulnerable, we do 50% more damage, so we do 16, but we do 50% more than 16. So it's actually 24 damage. I mean, I like the flexibility of Iron Wave, but that's just tough to pass up, especially when we already have a way to activate that in our deck. And this really gives us some direction of, like, maybe we really wanted to be targeting vulnerable enemies. I think we're going to go right here. Ooh, a Birdonus Nest. You spot an enormous, shambling beast chase off an injured green bird. In the alcove the bird fled from, a single unguarded egg lies abandoned. Your stomach gurgles. Okay. So we could gain 7 max HP. That's not bad. Or we could take it and add the egg to the deck. It's an unplayable card, so this will nerf us for a bit. But it can be hatched or a rest site? I mean, like, I have no idea what it's going to hatch into, but that seems pretty good. And it could be anything. It could even be 7 health. You gently scoop up the egg and stow it, thinking it may hatch into something useful later. Alright, to the shop. We don't have much money, but maybe we can buy something good here. Okay. Alright, we can remove cards. Let's see, though. We'd love to start getting this vulnerability. Gain 7 block and apply 1 vulnerable. That's not bad. And it's only cost 1. That's a good setup card for what we got going on. Whenever you lose HP on your turn, gain 1 strength. Interesting. Now, is that permanent strength? So that would feed into our self-damaging sort of build. I think we have just enough for both, so we could get both of these if we wanted. We could also get a body slam, deal damage equal to your block. Interesting. Deal 6 damage if you lost HP this turn, draw a card. So there definitely is a self-damaging build. And this is a power, so this, ooh, that's an, ooh. Like, you get that early and just keep using some of these self-damaging abilities? Now, the problem is you can't go too far with that, right? You can't go too far. Because if you go too far with that, like, at a certain point, you just can't keep damaging yourself. Still, though, it's pretty interesting. It only costs 1. And even if it only triggers once or twice in a match, it's not bad. I say let's get them both. Alright. You narrowly avoid stepping on a bright, sharp seed. Its unmistakable color gives away that it's a sapphire seed. Weren't these incredible seeds supposed to be extinct? Legends say that consuming one can greatly amplify your endurance. But what if you plant and nourish it instead? Okay, so we can consume it to get some HP and upgrade a card in the deck, or we can enchant a card with Sown. The first time you play this card each combat, gain an energy. Is that good? I don't get me wrong, energy is good, for sure. But that's not like a permanent energy, I don't think. Like, I feel like that would just be for that turn. Which is interesting. I mean, especially if we get some combo pieces where it's like, there's a bunch of, like, powers or something going to play turn 1. Like, there's something to that. You know, actually, on powers, that's pretty good. Because the problem with powers is, right, you gotta waste the initiative setting them up. If we had Nourish, though, then whenever the power comes up, it's just a no-brainer. You play it no matter what because it's free. I actually kind of like that dynamic. Yeah, I think that's the use case. The powers in particular. Because that's the problem with powers. The good thing about powers is you play them once and then they provide you benefit over time. The problem with powers is if I'm getting like 20 damage in it, I need a block, then I can't play the power that turn. But if it's Sown, then I can still play it because it costs nothing. I mean, other than just space in the hand, but actually this is a good thing because that means it gets out of my hand sooner, so I don't have to worry about it being a dead draw later. Okay, I've talked myself into this. We are going to put Sown on a power specifically. Do you want it to be Inflame or Rupture? Let's go Rupture, because I think Inflame we can probably justify playing on its own merit on a given turn a little more easily than Rupture. I think Rupture could very easily be a card that, like, we're like, well, I'd like to get it out eventually, but it doesn't really work this turn. But if it has Sown, then it's always relevant. You scour the overgrowth and find a pot with good aeration. Then you trek around searching for an untouched spot where light peeks through a cracked wall. Carefully, you reinforce the pot with bark and vine to camouflage it. Filled with loamy, nutrient-rich soil, nestle a seed just beneath the surface. Finally, you gather dew from nearby plants and pour it over the soil. Grow big, little seed. Unknowingly, the sapphire seed attaches to you spiritually, thankful of your hard work. Let me just double check something. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're so good. Alright. Let's take on an enemy. Ooh, they're ninjas. Oh, they're inklets. Never mind. Okay. What's this? Slippery. The next time Inklet loses HP, it only loses 1. That's annoying. So what are they attacking for in total? 6, and then a 2 times 3, so that's also 6. So 12 in total. We can taunt. And we can actually block for exactly 12. So, yeah. Do you want to go for the bigger inklets first? Or probably the smaller ones? Let's put vulnerable on you. We'll defend, and then we'll get a little strike going on you. Okay, Slippery wore off. Alright. Actually, we're probably not going to be really able to take advantages of vulnerable, but that's fine. Perfect block. Alright, so the Bradonus Egg. Alright, there's no reason not to play Rupture. Okay, perfect. Ooh, that's a lot more damage. And we're going to play these cards. I mean, there's nothing else to do. We're going to take some damage this turn, though, which you hate to see. But nothing else we could have done this turn, unfortunately. Okay. Let's get at least one of these guys out. So do they, like, alternate between strong attacks and weak? Deal 10 damage if the enemy is vulnerable, hit it twice. And we definitely want to take you out, and a simple strike will do that, so... There you go. As for the rest of you... Applying vulnerable for next turn might be the play here. Because I don't think we could just straight up take anyone out. Well, we could deal... Yeah, maybe we go strike and dismantle. You might want to defend, too. I mean, we got, what, 9 damage coming in? We do need to reduce that somewhat. But also, maybe what we do, actually, is we just take them both. Like, hit them both for 1. Though Dismantle's one of our higher attack things. So I think you go middle, strike, and then Dismantle. And that should get you in range for us to deal with you next turn. You hate taking the damage, but we were taking damage regardless. Okay. Taunt seems... Oh, Taunt is really good here, actually, because you taunt this guy. And then you dismantle him. There we go. And then you strike. Okay, so we took more damage than you wanted to see that time, but we got through. Let's see, shrug it off. Gain 8 block and draw a card. And that's just straight up better than the blocks we're using right now. So, let's see, gain 5 block and upgrade a card in your hand. That's interesting. Stomp. Deal 12 damage to all enemies. Costs 1 less for each attack played this turn. So in theory, this could be 0 if you play 3 attacks on a given turn. That's interesting. That is mighty interesting. I guess the question is, are we the type of build that plays a ton of attacks on a given turn? I'm not sure if we are. I think we shrug it off. It's a bit boring, but it's useful. Now, I don't love the elite enemy right now, but I do love the campfire, so... Here we go! Ooh. Oh, Hi! Awkward, I mean, you're definitely inflaming on turn 1. What is this? Territorial. At the end of its turn, gains 1... Oh my, it's a race. I think you gotta inflame and defend turn 1 here. Like, just limit the damage. Like, it's still 6 damage, but... You have 94 health. Okay. Well, you're going to have to defend regardless, so you're going to shrug it off to draw a card, at least. And it's more block. 4 times 3, so you're doing 12. So if we defend again, we got nothing coming in. But this is very much a race. I'm realizing. So... Do you want to just deal 16 straight up and take the 4? I think that makes sense. We also do have the fire potion. Let's not forget about that. So we can deal 20 damage at will. Extra if it's vulnerable. Okay, there's no reason to not play Rupture. Now, of the rest of this, you're dealing 18. Oh, you definitely taunt. And then you're definitely going to dismantle. Because that is huge. Now the only question is, do you strike or defend here? And we're on a fairly good pace so far. You deal 8 damage. You only need to deal 20 more to get into lethal range with the fire potion. This is a race. We got a lot of campfires coming up. I think you strike. Oh, right, it was 12 damage, too, because you're vulnerable. Okay, that made sense, striking while the iron's hot. Okay. Iron Bash. 10 damage and vulnerable. Bit expensive, though. 6 times 3, so that's going to be 18. And this would bring you down to 26. So we can take you out this turn, and I think it's well worth it, actually. Yeah. And then fire potion. Okay. We took some damage there. We gotta stop taking damage on future fights, but hopefully worth it. We did get a block potion, so that's nice. A Vajra. Start each combat with 1 strength. That's just good. And a new card. Pyre. Gain an energy at the start of each turn. A 32 damage attack. That's pretty good, decent. Though it's worth noting, we so far have a decent amount of strength boosting things. So actually, we probably don't necessarily want to go for like 1 big attack, because strength scales based on like a... Well, no. Well, hold on. I forget how strength works. I'll need to look that up. Is it like... I think it's 1 extra attack per level of strength. Right? So, like, if we had... So, like, the example here, though. If we have a 5 damage attack and have 5 strength, we double the amount of damage of that attack to a 10 damage attack. Or even better, if you have something that does, like, 1 damage 5 times, then that's going to deal, like, a whole lot more damage. Whereas, like, the bludgeon, if we had 5 strength, would deal 37 damage. Still a lot of damage, but on, like, a percentage basis, it's gaining a lot less. Especially considering that it's 3 energy to use. Pyre is 2, but it's a power. I mean, just extra energy is always going to be good. The only thing is, 2 energy to activate it is pretty hefty of a price. But it breaks even after 2 turns. So. And in general, like, especially if you have these scaling type of enemies, I'd rather have the extra energy later than earlier. And what about Evil Eye? 8 block and gain another 8 block if you have exhausted a card this turn. Yeah, that just doesn't really fit what we're doing. Okay. To the camp. Let's hatch that egg. Alright. We got a bird swoop. What does that even do? A 0 damage deal, or a 0 cost deal 14 damage. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well worth it, I would say. And a chest. Hello, hello. What is this? A Gorget. At the start of each combat, gain 4 plating. Plating. At the end of your turn, gain block. Plating is reduced by 1 at the start of your turn. So for 4 turns, we get block for free. How much block do we get, though? Would we get like 4, then 3, then 2, then 1? Is that how that works? And it seems like it's a positive thing regardless, so. So we have the same amount of campfires regardless. I do like the idea of getting the campfire early, though. Let's smith. I do like smithing. Let's see what an upgraded pyre does for us. 2 energy at the start of each turn? We'd have 5 energy as soon as we played pyre. Okay. What about bird swoop? Yeah, 4 extra damage. I mean, it's a 0 cost for extra damage, so it's not bad. What about rupture? Gain 2 strength, but we haven't actually even seen the effect of rupture happen yet. I'm starting to regret putting that in the deck, honestly. Inflame would be 3 strength. I don't know. I mean, I mean, I think 2 extra energy at the start of each turn, like, that's just insane. How do you beat that? Okay. The only issue is you have to play it, but... Okay, a Mauler. You're dealing 8 damage. We can block for exactly 8 damage. Perfect. Well, let's start with Inflame. Then we'll shrug it off. Then we'll Bird Swoop ya. And we... Oh, look at him! He's right there! He's so cute! Okay, and then deal some damage. Okay, so we got 4 armor. And I'm assuming next turn we'll get 3 armor. Okay. So this is basically, we can count that as extra block. So this... I mean, I'd love to play up higher here, but... 14 damage coming in. That's rough. And if we could defend, we'd have 8 blocks, so you'd only hit us for 6. So we would break even there. Probably worth it. We could use more hand size, or more draw, I guess. We'll go for it. And then, yeah, I guess we'll play Pyre. Like, the amount we can do with that later is very tempting. Okay, you are debuffing. Perfect. There's no reason not to play Rupture. You're kidding. And there's no reason not to play these cards, but, like, there's no reason to play them, so... I hate... When you draw all defense on a turn when he's not attacking, and then you draw all offense on the turn he is attacking? What the heck? Okay, it's fine. We'll vulnerable you, and then we'll dismantle you. And then we'll strike you. Okay. Turns out we had lethal, so I probably shouldn't have complained there. We'll take the gold, we'll take the potion. What cards do we have? Rage. Whenever you play an attack this turn, gain 3 block. I mean, it's not bad. Cost 0. I think that's not bad. It does help you avoid having the turns where... Because it activates sort of both directions. Obviously, I guess it's a dead draw if you have a bunch of block, but if you drew a bunch of block, you don't need it, so... I'm not... Well, actually, we're gonna have to fight an elite regardless. Why not go early? 62 health, frog parasite, you're strategic, 3 status cards. And what's this? You're infested. Upon dying, summons something. Great. Okay, so well, there's no reason not to play Rapture. Not much reason to play Rapture, I'm realizing, but it's not actually a very good card, as it turns out. I guess we'll apply some Vulnerable. There's no reason not to. Then we'll strike you. We need better opening hands. I mean, there's no reason not to play that, so... What was that? At the end of your turn, if this is in your hand, take 3 damage? Oh. Does that count as taking damage on my turn, though? Just, asking for a friend. Right, so you're dealing 16. I mean, you're definitely going to play Rage here. Like, without a doubt. Let's shrug it off. Inflame. I mean... Yeah, we're in this for the long haul now. Blood Wall, though. Blood Wall. But Inflame. But Blood Wall. But Inflame. Okay, and then we're dismantling you. Okay. Pyre. Well, you're not doing anything, actually, so I think if there was a turn to play Pirates now... That's a lot of infection, man. We gotta get out of this fight soon. Somehow we have not drawn infection yet, despite that. We need to end this quickly. You're dealing 16. I say you shrug it off for sure. Rage? Okay. There's no reason not to play Rage. There's no reason not to play a Swoop. In fact, there's no reason not to play literally everything, so... There you go. Pyre for the win. Okay, that's a lot of infection. Let's see if this works how I think it should. So it should be defend and then blood wand. I don't think I'll lose any actual health. Never mind, it goes through armor. But we did get the strength bonus, so there's that. This shouldn't go through armor, though. I wouldn't think. Okay. Okay, this is getting a little out of hand. What do we got? They're stunned at least. 3 damage. Oh, sheesh. Yes, I should have attacked one of the ones with, like, literally any of the other ones that I could have actually killed this turn. It's fine, probably. That did count as strength, though. So, actually, the infection kinda... It powers me up in a certain sense. We definitely want to block. I think we want to take you out. If we can. Which we should be able to deal 21 damage. We'll take you out. We'll block and we should be fine, more or less. More infection? Should have known that's what they were doing. Okay, I mean, 2 normal strikes are gonna kill one of you guys. We can't quite take... Actually, hold up. Apply vulnerable to this guy. No, to this guy, I think. Okay, that could have gone worse. An ornamental fan. Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 4 block. Okay. Alright, deal 9 damage, increase this card's damage by 5 this combat. So this is like a cycle the deck do this repeatedly type of thing. It's not bad damage just to begin with, honestly. Deal 6 damage, draw cards until you draw a non-attack card. We could use more card draw, because right now, after we've played Pyre, card draw is actually the limit. The limiting factor, I would say. Flame Berry. Gain 12 block whenever you attack this turn, deal 4 damage back. I say we go Pillage here. Because I think we need that card draw. Okay. Hello, guys. Well, let's start with a bit of inflaming. We could apply vulnerable. I mean, if we apply vulnerable to this guy, and you're dealing 11 off the bat, so you should deal, what, like 16 per, and you'll attack twice, so that should kill the Brute Raider. Alright, thought so. Okay. No reason not to play Rupture. No reason not to play Rage. Let's Pillage. We'll go for you because you're dealing more damage. Blood Wall. Not quite what I was hoping for. But it's fine. I think we'll just use a normal defense here because we don't really have a reason to take damage. Okay, Pyre is great. Arguably unnecessary. You're attacking for 12. That's annoying. Okay, well, Pyre it is. Let's do a little bit of defense. Okay, there's like no way you're not dying this turn, so have some fun. Alright, Uppercut. Deal 13 damage, apply 1 weak and 1 vulnerable. Bit pricey. Gain 7 block, exhaust a card at random. Battle chance. Draw 3 cards. You cannot draw additional cards this turn. That works for me, because we need the card draw. Because we get to the late game and we need more cards. Okay, nibbits. Nibbits, little nibbits. And there's no reason not to play Rage. And honestly, if you're attacking for 6, we just need to play 2 attacks. And we're good for blocking this turn. So let's take you out if we can. Well, there's no reason not to play Rupture. Yeah, we should be clear on blocking, so. Like, you're dealing 14. Give me the battle trance. I really don't want to just straight up take 14 damage. Blood Wall. Yeah, that'll power us up a little bit, so. And that keeps us safe. Might as well inflame. Ooh, the bird swoop. It's pretty good. Apply vulnerable. Alright, so this should let us one-shot you, I would think. And then... I guess I'd probably rather... Well, hold on. We already have 7. How do we already have 7? And we have 2 more coming in, so actually we're fine. Right, and then we also have the fan. Let's not forget. I mean, this is a simple matter. Energy potion. Gain 2 energy. That's pretty good. So we're at max potion, so we should probably start trying to actively use these a bit more. Whirlwind. Deal 5 damage to all enemies X times. X being the amount you spent on it. I mean, that's not a bad finisher for us. Because if we're in a world where we have 5 energy, like, that would be 25 damage to every enemy. Plus, if we have any strength, which, I mean, by that point, we normally have at least, like, bare minimum 2. Usually, like, 3 or 4 strength. Yeah. Okay. And actually, Whirlwind might be able to upgrade here. I don't think we need the health. What's the Whirlwind upgrade? Deal 8 damage? 8 damage 5 times? That's crazy. That's insane. Yeah, let's do it. Like, that is a crazy card if we draw it at the right time. What are you? You're attacking for 7. You're slippery. So the next 9 times you lose HP, it only uses 1? 9 times? Okay. Like, well, there's no reason not to rage. Well, you dismantle, clearly, and then you defend. Well, no, you don't actually have to defend because of the plating. Because you'll be at exactly 7. So I think you actually Whirlwind here. Deal 1 damage to all enemies X times. Okay, I mean, it's helping get rid of the slippery, at least. And as long as you don't reapply slippery, we'll be fine. So you're now attacking for 12. There's no reason not to play Rupture. 9 damage and vulnerable. Not that it really matters on you. I think you pillage here, because there are certain cards we'd like to draw right now. Taunt is one of them. And Taunt and Defend together, that's going to negate all incoming damage. Could you do just Taunt? You get 7, you have 3 already. We'd take 2. I think that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Okay, 27. Okay. And strategic. And we have no defensive cards. This might be a potion turn. Like, I'm thinking energy, I'm thinking block. Yeah, because we have no block. We have no means of blocking this turn, aside from just playing a bunch of strikes. We'll drink that. Give me Pyre. Give me Inflame. Might as well. And then block potion. And I'm blocking for 14, so that means we're taking 13. That was a very severe jump in damage. Wound. Okay. You really hate wasting Bird Swoop on Slippery, but he only has 2 more Slippery, actually. This is, I'd say... well, we're not going to shrug it off, I don't think. Yeah. And we can get 1 extra draw that way, but we don't need the block. And 3 draw should be more than enough. Whirlwind is interesting. Because it'd be 1-1 and then 11-11-11. So we deal like 35 damage this turn. Now, would you want to apply Vulnerable? I think you actually would. Because the thing is, the 1 attack from Vulnerable does the same damage as the first Whirlwind. But it makes the later Whirlwinds much better. So I think the move here is you go Taunt. Oh, wait a minute, that's a block. Okay, hold on, this actually... I think the math still works because the 11s will be 50% more, so they'll be 16s. So yeah. Yeah, because there's 3 of them and they're increasing by 50%. It'll be fine. Well, hold up. I actually need to math this. Because 11 times 3 is, because that's what we would do right now, is 33. If we do this, it'll actually be 2 times 16, which is 32. So actually, I think it's ever so slightly worse. Assuming you ran down, which I think we've proven previously is the case. So, I think it's just straight Whirlwind here. Oh, and then there's no that was the justification. Bird Swoop, because then this would have done more. Forgot we had that. Slight misplay there. Alright, you got strength now. What is this again? This is a strength potion. Do I want to use the strength potion? I might want to use the strength potion. Because the thing is, a strength potion, that's not like a block or like an instant damage, or it's like, oh, using it on the last turn just makes sense. Because like either you have lethal or you don't. This like builds over time. So let's use the strength potion. I think one of my weaknesses in Slay the Spire is I do not use my potions enough. So let us rectify. Especially with a turn like this where we didn't even have any defense options. Like we don't want to be stuck in a situation where we are losing the race of damage. 16 attack. Blood Wall makes a lot of sense this turn, I will say. I mean, firstly, there's no reason not to play Rage. And then I would play Pillage first, just to draw and see what you draw into. Have we ever drawn more than 1 card off that? Okay, and then... okay, so Blood Wall is 2. You're attacking for 16. We already have 3 defense. We're going to have another 3 defense. So we're going to be at 6 defense anyway. So actually playing 2 defends us just as well without taking extra damage. Now the only reason we want Blood Wall then is if we take self-damage, that gives us extra strength, which honestly, I think the 2 extra damage, I think that extra strength outweighs the negative effect of the 2 extra damage. Honestly, he's so close to dead, I don't think it really matters either way, but you gotta think strategically. Oh, he's got his super move. Luckily, I think we have lethal, so... There we go. Epoch discovered, whatever the heck that means. 100 gold. Card to the deck. Okay. Demon form is interesting. At the start of your turn, gain 2 strength. The problem is when you're actually going to be able to play that. Because it costs 3. So that's you use your entire turn doing that. Unless we've already played Pyre. But at that point, like, that's a pretty significant setup. Of you're already spending the vast majority of your turn on Pyre to then spend the slight majority of your turn on Demon form. There are some if you can get that out cheaply somehow, like, that's significant. This transforms all attacks in your hand into giant rocks. 1 cost deals 16 damage. I don't know. I mean, obviously that would turn your strikes better. I'm not sure that's that good for us, honestly. Thrash, deal 4 damage twice, exhaust a random attack in your hand, and add its damage to this card. So you're like slowly chipping away at your deck to build up like a super attack, I suppose. But I like the effects on someone. I know this seems like the trap card where it's like, ooh, such a flashy effect, it's gotta be good, but it's actually horrible. But if it works, man. Act 2. Hive. Okay. What even is this? Hello? Oh, visitor. Do come in, dear. What can Tezcatra do for you? Okay, so we get a new, relic. Nutritious soup. Enchant all strikes in your deck with Tezcatara's Ember. So it costs 0 and gains Eternal. I don't think that's that good for us because we have a lot of energy, actually. I don't get me wrong, free attacks is pretty good, but we already kind of... Like, especially once we get Pyre played, we don't generally get in the situation where we're like, oh my goodness, the bottleneck is that we just don't have enough energy. Toasty Mittens. At the start of your turn, exhaust the top card of your draw pile and gain 1 strength. I mean, that could be good, but you exhaust the wrong card there and the entire strategy has just gone off the rails. Pumpkin Candle. Gain energy at the start of each turn. Extinguishes at the start of Act 3. Interesting. So that would be a temporary power-up. But I think based on our deck, because we have good powers, but the big weaknesses of our deck right now is if we can't get in a situation where we can easily play the powers, then we're screwed. So that extra energy to get those powers jump-started, I think, is better for us than free strikes. Yeah. Even if it is only temporary. Maybe short-sighted of me, but it's the choice I have made. Which way seems the best? Looks like we're facing a Dune Worm up there. Relatively late shop, though we'd have to forego an elite. And a campfire for it. This one's kind of a boring path. Very few campfires. I do like campfires. Let's take this way. Ooh, well, this one's like Mantis dude. A thieving hopper. What's this? Afflictions. Okay. 17 attack. Okay, well, first of all, there's no reason not to play Rupture. Iron Bloodwall could actually work pretty well right now. Let's pillage first. What's the lock? Oh, you tried to escape after 5 turns. Okay. We can't just take damage right off the bat. You got a blood wall here. And then, I mean, of what we got, this is just the best. What? You stole? Again, that's why we need to make sure you don't escape. Pyre. Go. Bird soup. Go. Strike. Go. Oh, and strike. Go. 6 energy is pretty good. Flutter. Less damage from attacks. Deal attack damage 5 times to stun it. Okay. Let's taunt you. Let's bash you. And I guess we'll defend. I don't imagine a world where Whirlwind Strike doesn't do it for us, but firstly, there's no reason not to play Rage and Battle Trance. Would Inflame be worth it? You'd lose 10 damage, but you'd gain 10 damage. So it's a wash. That's just Whirlwind. That's a pretty good finisher. Alright, take that card back. Oh, that's interesting. You could not take the card back if he stole, like, something bad. I do like Dismantle, though. Thanks. Ooh, an upgraded Shrug It Off. And more blocks, not bad. And draw a card. Deal damage equal to your block. Let's Shrug It Off, plus. Let's go this way. What, it's a battle? I thought it was an event. Okay, well, there's no reason not to play Rupture. And Shrug It Off, that's gonna heal us of our ills for this turn, and then we can just strike, strike, strike. Hard to kill. Reduce all damage taken and HP lost by exoskeleton to 9. Okay. Would we rather just take out this guy? Can we? We have 21 damage right now. So we can't. We can't actually take out any of them straight up. So I'd say let's get the one that's about to upgrade itself as close as possible. All enemies, 9 times 4. And that should do the job, I would think. That's a pretty good card. That's a pretty good card. Armaments. 5 block, upgrade a card in your hand. The thing is, this card I think gets worse over time. Because over time, we upgrade the cards as we want to upgrade, so. Play the top card of your draw pile and exhaust it. Gain 11 block, gain another 11 block if you have exhausted a card. We don't really exhaust cards. Granted, this is just straight better than all of our normal blocks. So, there you go. Welcome to the team. Okay, what are you doing? Strategic. There's a lot of health. Well, there's not really much point in shrugging it off. Like, aside from, like, specifically card draw. But Pillage is also card draw, and it's actually an attack. It'll work eventually. Okay, let's think about it. I think we do play Shrug It Off. Because, like, what else are we playing? It's better to get the vulnerable set up than to dismantle. What's this? Tender. Whenever you play a card, lose 1 strength and 1 dexterity this turn? Ow. Okay, well, I think we gain strength. Apply a vulnerable. Evil Eye. We shouldn't take damage, and then bird swoop. And a normal attack, because why the heck not? Man, I love my bird friends. Okay. And we can't block regardless. Let's take a look at our battle trance. Okay. I don't think we're within lethal range yet. I think we might just shrug it off. And... yeah. Let's shrug it off. We have 7. Oh, that didn't give us a true draw. Okay. Rage, actually, and then you use a bunch of strikes. There's something to that. Use this first. Okay. No damage. Lovely. And we could whirlwind for 44. That's not quite lethal, unfortunately. In that case, I think we might pyre and defend. Well, I mean, for 44, we're killing you next turn, but you're dealing 21. If we defend twice, you're dealing 11, which is still pretty bad. I think it's our better bet, though, still. And does this work? Okay, I didn't think so. Okay. Man, I hate this effect. And we're gonna play everything. Okay, now, I mean, for 66. Like, come on. A colorless potion. Choose one of 3 random colorless cards to add into your hand. It's free to play this turn. Alright, cards, though. Lose 3 HP, gain 2 energy. Right context, that could be a game changer. Either for letting us play an ability early on, or to set up our whirlwind. Honestly, I think our strategy here is if we draw into whirlwind, we win. So let's just try to draw as many cards as possible. And just well then. So that's gonna deal 9 times 3. I don't think that's quite killing you, unfortunately. But I can live with that. We need more whirlwind in our life. Alright, almost back to full health. Lovely. Gigantification potion. The next attack you play deals triple damage. I'm going to keep that one for the final boss, honestly. That's pretty good. Stone armor. Gains 6 plating. So that's sort of like permanent armor. I do kind of... And that's better than a block. I do like having that long term. I know we're at like full health. We could fight an elite. It does mean skipping the store, though. If we fight the elites. Are we in desperate need of a store? I don't know. Well, in any case, if we want the store... Well, campfire is probably more important than the store. Let's go here. Okay. You're upgrading yourself, so you're the higher priority. You're dealing 4 damage. I'm not even sure I'd want to block that. Okay, I mean, I guess I'll block it if that's what we get. Toxic. At the end of your turn, if this is in your hand, take 5 damage. That's annoying. Though, it does synergize with the Rupture. Well, there's no reason not to play this. Get out of here, get out of here. Deal the damage. Let's apply vulnerable and block simultaneously. Swoop ya. And then, I guess we're defending. You gotta get rid of the toxics. Gain 11 block. Gain another 11 if I've blocked this turn. I have blocked this turn. Or exhausted. So this would just take care of all of our defense. And I guess you just play a lone strike. Only 6 damage coming in. Let's go with the Battle Trance. Whirlwind is interesting. Stone Arm is interesting. Inflame is interesting. Let's get an Inflame, for sure. There's no reason not to play Rage. And Whirlwind for 33 is pretty good. Would I rather get the Armor and Whirlwind for 22? I might, actually. I might. $15. Bloodletting. Lose HP, gain energy. Let's start by getting rid of the toxics. You got 15 coming in. And Bloodletting plus Blood Wall. Then Dismantle and Strike. Maybe should have done that in the opposite order, actually, come to think of it, but it's okay. And, I mean, this is just going to be taking care of business. Back to full health. Okay. I mean, Whirlwind is basically our win condition, so... Deal 12 damage, the next attack you play costs 0. Whenever you apply vulnerable, draw a card. It's not bad. Whirlwind is so good, though. We want to upgrade that at the soonest possibility. Let's go for the elites. Relics are pretty useful. And we're as strong as we're going to be, so. 22 damage right off the bat. You have a Vital Spark. The first time Infested Prism takes attack damage each turn, attacker gains an energy. Oh. Huh. So, I mean, I'm thinking we could hire Strike, and we probably still can do some defense. Yeah, okay. Shrug it off, man. Shrug it off. We're still taking a little bit of damage, but... No, we aren't. I forgot about our plating, of course. Speaking of plating. And Whirlwind... This is just our normal Whirlwind. Well, I guess firstly, there's no reason not to play Rupture. You're dealing 16. I don't think this is a scenario where you're like... I think you do some plating, for sure. So that's 9 plating. So that's... And if you Evil Eye, we should not be taking any damage this turn, and then we can spend the rest on a Whirlwind. And then I guess we can also defend. So actually, we probably could have played the Whirlwind 1 earlier because we would have gotten the energy back. Okay, there's no reason not to rage. You're dealing 9 times 3. That's 27 damage. That's not insignificant. We definitely bash. And this is probably just a play literally everything in your hand situation. We do have 8 plating coming in. So that'll bring us up to 14. Then the block would give us another 5. So we had 19. We're still taking 8 damage in that scenario, so I think we still Blood Wall. Not too much, it gives us a little bit of a boost. And I guess technically, if we were going to do that, we should have done that first, so our attacks got the bonus strength, but it's not that big of an effect. You are vulnerable. Now, there's no reason to defend this turn. Let's Battle Trance. I'm Bloodletting into Whirlwind. I mean, that's going to be what? 8 times 10? That's 80 damage? That's only half of your health, actually. Although it's actually going to be 120 damage. There's still a fight left to go, though. So I'm thinking that we finally use Demon Form. From here, I think Dismantle's technically a better value. Because it's going to attack twice for 10, whereas you only attack once per energy level. Would we Buttlet? I mean, that's still, like, 50? Whirlwind? Like, when are you going to get a better chance? And we aren't even in not at full health after the battle territory yet. Okay. 4 strength, so you're attacking for 26. And we could just straight up Whirlwind for... what, 6 times 13? It's a significant amount of damage. That is definitely more than you have health. Alright, gold. Horn Cleat. At the start of your second turn, gain 14 block. Kind of weird, but I'll take it. It's just strictly positive, at least. Okay. Oh, Infernal Blade Plus. Add a random attack into your hand. It's free to play this turn. Exhaust. I mean, I guess the downside is it's taking up space in your hand, but otherwise, like, seems pretty good. And even the downside, like, it won't be there for long. Mangle. Deal 15 damage. Enemy loses 10 strength this turn. Well, they lose... I don't think that actually works well for us. I know it's glowing very nicely, but they lose strength. So they don't gain weakness. They lose strength. So this only works if they're buffing themselves in the first place. And it's 3 damage for a single attack, which doesn't really work well with our strength synergy. So we're going Infernal Blade. Alright. I think we're probably going to upgrade our second Whirlwind. Like, it would take some convincing. What does Bloodletting do? An extra energy. But I think just upgrading the other Whirlwinds, like, it would take a lot of convincing for me to upgrade anything else. Gain 3 strength per turn. Honestly, I'd prefer if you just reduced your cost, but okay. And that's not bad. Aside from the fact we've only played Demon Form once, this is just a play. We are a Whirlwind build, I'm realizing. I'd rather take a second campfire, I'd say. Pendulum. Whenever you shuffle your draw pile, draw a card. Nice. That's just generally positive. Alright, new upgrade. Inflame is 3 strength. But Demon Form could be 3 strength every turn. Let's go for the Demon Form. I know normally we aren't playing it, but we might play it in a boss fight. Like, those are long enough, it might actually come up. And the thing that often kills you with the boss fights is a lot of times the boss scales and we don't, but guess what? We scale. What do we got here? I need Whirlwind right off the bat for nearly 40 damage on everything. So... yeah, that was pretty good. I should get like a bonus for that. Okay, I don't generally have a ton of block, and even if we did, I don't think we want to attack based off of it. Apply to vulnerable. Yeah. Deal 12 damage. The next attack you play causes 0. Our attacks aren't actually that expensive. I think this is a skip. I don't think any of them work for us. And there's an elite in both directions. I'd rather face the elite now while we're at full health. Okay, an Entomancer. Personal Hive. Whenever this enemy is hit by an attack, add 1 dazed into your draw pile. Into my... okay, that's annoying. And you're attacking for 21 right off the bat. And I can... whenever it... oh... You like perfectly counter me. Ouch. Let's battle trance. Okay. I guess to start off, there's no reason not to play Rupture. I mean, we don't. I think you Pyre. Then you probably Bloodlet and Blood Wall. You don't even actually have to Bloodlet. You could just straight up Blood Wall. But Bloodletting would let you get some actual attacks in. I think that works. It gives us some extra strength and lets us get up started on the right foot here. We're going to bash, we're going to strike. We're not going to strike. And Whirlwinding would do nothing right now. Alright, so that's 14. Nice. That actually is... okay, Infernal Blade. So you're attacking for 18. Stone Armor will fix us there, and then we won't have to worry about that. Not much, I just like getting the plating. Helps us in the future. I mean, shrug it off, I guess. Let's get some card draw. We really don't need to block. So I guess we'll Infernal Blade. Ashen Strike. Deal 12 damage. Deals 3 additional damage for each card in your exhaust pile. So it deals 15. It's not bad. I mean, we don't really need to play Evil Eye, but there's no reason not to, so... man. Kind of wishing we took Body Slam right about now. Okay. You're empowering yourself. So we can just purely attack this turn. So we could deal 66 damage off of Whirlwind, plus another 17 off of Bird Swoop. That nearly gets you to lethal. I don't imagine a scenario where that isn't the right plan. And we are getting a lot of dazed cards, to be fair. So there's a possibility we draw into literally nothing next turn. But, like, as long as we draw a single strike, we'll be fine. That is not a single strike. It does give us card draw. Well then. I don't want to take 28 damage. I mean, we have the plating, so it's only going to be... so 18 of that is getting blocked, so we're taking 10. I say we take the colorless cards here. And, like, it'll give us something. Choose a card. Deal 3 damage at the start of your next turn. Return this to your hand. Enemy loses 9 strength this turn. Or every time you play 5 cards in a single turn. And this is the only thing that even does damage. I don't even know what this okay. We might just have enough strength for this to work. We have actually literally just not enough strength for this to work. Great. I guess we could have done Gigantification Potion, but I'm kind of waiting to use that on like a real boss fight. Okay, well, take that. Such bad luck. Alright, strawberry. Upon pickup, raise your max health. Nice. What do we got here? Conflagration. Deal 8 damage to all enemies. Deal 2 additional damage for each other attack you've played this turn. And that synergizes pretty well. We often play a lot of attacks in a given turn. Let's go for the events. Ooh. A sharp pain is... Oh, thunk, sorry. A sharp pain is felt atop your head, and a thought stabs into your mind. Share knowledge. Oh, no, I thought I was done with these types of things with Baldur's Gate. You're unsure how to proceed. Share knowledge. Choose 1 of 5 random cards to add to your deck. Or rip the leech off, lose 5 HP, gain a colorless card reward. I guess I'll share knowledge. 9 damage. I don't think we cycle our deck fast enough for anger to be relevant. All your cards containing a strike. I mean, that's going to be a decent attack, but it costs too much. Deal 9 damage to a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile. That can be powerful, that sort of manipulation. Because then you can set up for the perfect whirlwind next turn. How ostentatiously scholastic of a labyrinthine mind, a versatile cornucopia of cerebral sustenance to digest. Satisfied, the creature pops off and crawls away. You are flabbergasted. Okay. Let's try not to take damage here so we can get into our next... Well, I mean, you're summoning this turn? Yeah, you picked the wrong turn to summon, my friend. Because now I can rupture. Do I pyre or demon form? I'm gonna demon form. Might be not the best idea. Then we'll headbutt you. I don't think we even have anything in the draw pile, but whatever. Okay, we gotta take care of those guys. Do we have any AoE? Oh boy, we got AoE. You're already dealing 12. If we play just a single other attack, that's gonna clear all the eggs. I think we might need to play 2, but we got the points for that. Let's do a rage. Let's strike you. Let's dismantle you. Let's conflagrate you. And, yeah. I don't think there's a reason to bloodlet just for the sake of it. Let's shrug it off. And that fulfills all of our blocking needs for this turn. I guess might as well block. I'm not really sure we need to inflame at this point, but you might as well. Let's pillage. I guess we'll put on the stone armor. Actually, no, that's stupid. We have lethal. Stable Serum. Retain your hand for 2 turns. Retain cards are not discarded. Can you turn it off? I'm confused how that actually works mechanically. Because this could be good, in theory, right? And the logic would be that you... Right, you can draw a card, and even if it's not useful this turn, you have it for next turn. The problem is, I'm not entirely clear, do I still draw? Because it says you retain your... Like, you must still draw, right? Because the problem... Like, I don't know... I might need to look up how this actually works. Because this is too vague. Like, retained cards are not discarded at the end of turn. I mean, that doesn't seem to indicate that my drawing will be affected. Although I do think Slay the Spire has a maximum hand size, so you could hit that. I don't know, it's a lot of flexibility, though, if it doesn't have any major drawbacks. Let's take a look at the cards we can add while we think on that. Deal 4 damage and apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. It's not bad. Deal 5 damage twice, gain 2 strength, the enemy gains 1. Why would I give the enemy strength? I'm not sure any of these are good enough to put in our deck, honestly. Like, this is just such a weak AoE compared to what else we have. I'm torn here because if this depending, like, this is one of those things. Depending on the exact specifics of how it works, this could either be really good or awful. There's, like, no middle ground here. It basically comes down to, is this going to affect my ability to draw new cards? Because a lot of times, sometimes you don't play a card because, like, oh, I ran out of energy, and that's fine. But I would like to play it next turn, or it just didn't fit. Right? Like, one of the things that this does offer is if I have a situation where I've drawn a lot of... Because one thing that I'm doing a lot right now is I'll have some blocks in hand. I've already blocked all the attacks that are coming in. But I still have the blocks in hand, so I just play them anyway. But they don't do anything. With this, you can save those blocks for the next turn, where theoretically there might be more damage, which can be very useful for survival. What I need to know, like, is this going to affect my ability to draw new cards? Because sometimes the reason I didn't play a card is just because it's just straight not good. I'm going to take it, but oh, it's a potion. It was a potion, guys. Okay, so there we go. I thought that was a relic. Silly me. Yeah, I'm not going to rest for 4 health. Let's see. What does this do? 4, I guess that makes sense. What did you upgraded do? 3 additional X. This does get activated sometimes. I inflame to 3 strength. It's boring, but I think it might be the call here. Then again, we always have Rupture. The problem is we only have a couple cards that activate it. Let's go Inflame, because we, like, always have that active at some point. There was another thing I was thinking of upgrading last time, though, wasn't it, there? Was it Headbutt? Was it Bloodletting? It might have been Bloodletting. Or maybe I already upgraded it. I think I already upgraded it. Let's go for Inflame. Alright. So the worm. It is just straight up a sandworm. 6 empowers. Oh no, empower and then 6 status cards. Okay. Well, you're not attacking, so there's no point in defending this turn. Let's do a battle trance. Okay, you like to see Inflame for sure. Is it too early for Whirlwinds? And that's going to deal 36 damage, that's not bad. This would deal 12, but it applies the vulnerable, which you can take advantage of with other attacks, including next turn. So I think we go Bash this turn. Then we swoop. And I guess the Whirlwind is technically slightly better. Frantic Escape? What the heck does that do? Alright, you're only attacking for 16. What is Frantic Escape? Get farther away. Increase Sandpit by 1. Increase the cost of this card by 1? What is Sandpit? In 4 turns, you'll be eaten and die. Okay. Alright, I get to... I see the issue here. Let's Rupture. Let's... I mean, we already have 14. We got 3 coming in, so you're attacking for nothing. So we don't need to worry about defense for the sake of it. You're already vulnerable. We wouldn't mind And honestly... Let's shake it off. Let's draw cards. I know I just said we don't need defense, but we do need draw. Pillage. Let's take you. We really don't need to play Rage. On the other hand, there is no downside to playing Rage, so you might as well play Rage. Taunts for extra vulnerability. I think I'd rather Infernal Blade. Lose 2 HP, deal 18. That seems like a fair trade to me. Yeah. But I think you taunt first. And we can still do this. And then now you're dealing 17. Which is pretty good. And we have 42 defense. That should be enough. What did I exhaust? Oh, that. Okay. 28 coming in. Frantic Escape. If we have extra, we should definitely play that. Discard into draw pile. Is there any of these I'd like really want to have in the draw pile? Not sure. We're gonna get wrecked though in terms of damage this turn. That sucks. I mean, we'll definitely headbutt. It's our best attack. I guess give me the bird swoop. Like, it's a good attack no matter what, and it doesn't cost anything. Is the 5 extra block? So we got 2 coming in. Well, here's the thing, too. We got... If we attack twice, we get 4 from the ornamental fan anyway. Whereas... Okay, yeah, because we already attacked once. If we attack 2 more times, we get 4 from the fan. Whereas if we only attack 1 more time, we only get... We could ignore the Frantic Escape. And how many Frantic Escapes do we have in here? We have 2. So, like, we're guaranteed to draw at least... We're guaranteed to draw both of them before the Sandpit kills us. So we don't need to play this turn. So we can actually strike, we get the defense from our fan, and then we defend, and it's not... And we'll have 11. So, it's not a ton of defense, but it's something. Okay, you definitely have to play Pyre. You're doing nothing, so there's no point in playing Evil Eye. In that case, I think we're going to Bird Swoop. We might Bloodlet first. Because we do have Rupture. So if we Bloodlet, we're going to get a little more extra strength. Which could be relevant. Let's Bloodlet. We'll get the Bird Swoop going. Now we will do 14 times 4 damage, which is pretty good. That's nearly 60 damage. It would nearly be lethal if we do the Gigantification Potion. I don't think that'll be necessary, though. Okay, so to be clear, will I die to the Sandpit at the end of this turn or at the end of next turn? At the start of the next turn, you will be eaten and die. Okay. So we either need lethal this turn, or we need to play a Frantic... You know, let's just play the Frantic Escape. Okay, let's not be too cute with this. Well, let's shrug it off first. Okay, we're playing the Frantic Escape. And what am I even thinking of? We have enough energy to play literally everything in our hand, so... And there's no reason to not play anything in our hand. Oh no, I took 1 damage. Okay, I'm not sure Demon Form is really going to make sense here. Dismantle will deal 4... Man, we do not have many cards here. You're attacking for 20... You know what, honestly? This could be Frantic Escape, Demon Form. It seems really stupid, but I'm not that worried about 20 damage coming in. Also, apparently we actually blocked some of that. I guess from plating. Alright, you're going in for 30. That's starting to get a little concerning. I will admit. Granted, this whirlwind is going to be your death. But, I mean, there's no reason not to rage first. And you could also say there's no reason to rage first, but... yeah. 100 gold. Explosive Ampoule. Deal 10 damage to all enemies. Okay. And add a card to your deck. Okay, Mangle, I still don't think that's good for us. Crimson Mantle. At the start of your turn, lose 1 HP and gain 8 block. That is interesting. And that does synergize pretty well with our other power that we play literally all the time. And it would basically turn that into sort of a mini demon form. That, you know, and then Juggernaut, whenever you gain block, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. I don't dislike that, but let's go Crimson Mantle. I mean, it works with what we're doing here. Like, we'll be building our strength, we'll be building our, well, we'll taking a little damage. Yeah. We're going to take a quick break, though. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere. We're back. Let's go here. Hello. So weak, but you have potential. Use this weapon. Let's see. Warhammer. Whenever you kill an elite, upgrade 4 random cards. That's pretty good. And that's 4 campfires each time you, like, and we've been doing all right against the elites. Add 1 whistle to your deck. Deal 33 damage, stun the enemy, and exhaust. It's alright. Spiked Gauntlets. Gain energy at the start of each turn. Powers cost 1 more energy. Huh? Oh, powers. Okay, so this is like, if like literally everything in your deck is an attack, then the gauntlets are for you. Let's go Warhammer, though. Like, yeah. For a lot of cards, it's going to be minor, but you kill a couple elites, and that's going to be a lot of value. Alright, what do we got? So we kind of want to go elite hunting. We do want to make sure we hit at least 1 shop. That is our at least 1 shop. We could hit 2, but to do that we would have to avoid an elite. And I don't think that's worth it given our Warhammer we just picked up. Okay. So we gotta go this way for our elites. Okay, scrolls. I mean, there's no reason not to play Rupture. 11 block right off the bat. It's not bad. And then you combined, that's going to be, what, 22 damage? Can't kill anyone outright. Paper Cuts. Whenever Skull of Biting deals unblocked attack damage, you lose 2 max HP? Oh my. We need to take these guys out very efficiently. Hopefully that means... I don't think that meant entirely unblocked. Oh my. Oh my. Oh me, oh my. You know what? Give me that Crimson Mantle. We need the block. It's a start a turn thing, but... And we might just max... Well, hold on. How much you're coming in at with 28. So we are currently at 17. This would bring us up to 23. That would be 28 exactly, and then we can Crimson Mantle. Yeah. Because we do not want to be taking unblocked damage from these guys. If we can at all avoid it. I mean, a Whirlwind for 3. That's going to be 30. Across the board. That's not bad. I don't think we have better. Unless we just wanted to explode them. I don't think we have a reason to, though. Well, we actually might. Because how much... We have 16 block. If we kill you, we'll be fine. Yeah, we'll be fine. I need to strike them both. Okay. Gold. Honestly, the colorless potion was really underwhelming. I think I'd probably rather have everything, all of our current potions than that. Havoc Plus. Play the top card if your draw pound exhausted. I mean, that can be just disastrous. I mean, Rage... I don't think we need another Rage in our deck. Like, it's fine. But it does take up a card slot. And card slots are valuable. Okay. Living Shield. And a Turret Operator. The start of the player's turn, Turret Operator gains 25 block. Okay. So I guess we want to take you out first. So you're dealing in total 21 off the bat. Okay, we don't have... This is a pretty bad opening hand. Let's shrug it off. So we're at 12 now. We could headbutt. And no matter what we do, I think we're raging first. Apply vulnerable for next time? I think that's probably worth it. Okay, I mean, there's no reason not to play Rupture. Let's pillage you. Battle Trance. I guess there's no reason not to play Battle Trance. I guess that would be the reason. You could draw things you can't use. There's no reason not to play the bird. So we could get you down. We probably want... Well, hold on. We have 17 block right now. You guys are coming in with, I think it's 21 again. So one Evil Eye would make it so we got nothing to worry about. Also, though, if we strike, we get another 4 block. Which I think would bring us up to exactly 21. So we strike. Now that being said, we do still have one extra thing, so we might as well just block anyway, but... Okay. And Whirlwind. You're upgrading. I think this is just a Whirlwind turn, personally. And you'll be pretty squishy on your own. You're attacking for 20. We have, yeah, we don't have much. I mean, we could inflame, and then these would each do 10. They need to be at, what, 19? Okay, thank you. Weak potion. Apply 3 weak. That's probably better than our stable serum. Rampage Plus. Deal 9 damage. Increase this card's damage by 9 this combat. Again, I just don't think we cycle enough for something like this to be that relevant. It is just strictly better than normal strike. Gain 5 block upgrade all. I don't think we need that if we have the Warhammer. I think we go Rampage Plus. We definitely want to head towards the elites. Let's try to not take damage, though. What the heck are these? Negates 1 debuff. Empowering. Okay. Guess we'll take the one out that's actually looks like it's doing stuff. Or, I mean, we could Pyre and Crimson Mantle. Give me Battle Trance first. Not quite what I was hoping for. Alright, Crimson Mantle. Okay, well those guys have strength. That's not great. So we already have 25 block. You're dealing 14, 23, 32. This will bring us up to 30. I don't think this is... Well, we pillage first. I guess we'll attack something that doesn't currently have armor. Jeesh. That is a lot of cards. Whirlwind. So that's going to be short of 40. That's not going to straight up kill anything, but the bird could finish something off. This is slightly more damage. So it would make sense to use you. If we can even just kill one of these, I think our block is sufficient. So let's Conflagration. Let's Whirlwind. And then the bird actually isn't enough. Dang it. Alright, this is going to be enough, though. Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe we should just be trying to get everything out of our deck that isn't a Whirlwind. Add a copy of the third attack you play each turn into your hand. I mean, yeah. Our deck is too inconsistent already. An Owl Magistrate. I mean, Flame and Stone Armor is not a bad way to start. Then a Defend, that's pretty good. Keeps us safe. Four times 6, 24. Okay. Okay. Granted, we're already going to be at 23, so I'm not sure I care that much about the 1 extra damage. I think you might just Whirlwind and Bird here. You're upgrading. Ooh, bad timing, my man. Hello, say hello to Demon Form. You're soaring. 33 attack. Well, there's no reason not to play Rupture. bloodletting might come into play here. If bloodletting is coming into play, then you play it before you pillage for sure. Well, we did this all wrong. I guess I'll take the mantle. And a blood wall. Seems like a net positive. And I'm vulnerable. This 4 is not going as well as the last one did. 24. We have 8 plus 6. 14. Can we get 10 easily? No, we cannot. In that case, I'd say probably give me Pyre. Alright, let's see what the Infernal Blade gives us. Howl from Beyond. Deal 9 damage, or 29 damage to all enemies at the start of your turn. At the start of your turn, plays from the exhaust pipe. Is that... I don't even know what that means. And I think you're gonna Pyre here for the future and Rampage. Taking another 10. We might have to rest at a campfire, which is actually fine because we're gonna be upgrading a ton of cards regardless. 6 times 6? My man is doing 36 damage. Okay. Well, let's shrug it off. We have 19. We actually have 24. So we're taking 12 right now. We could take 2 if we played both defense. We could take nothing if we played the taunt. We'll do that. Okay, let's strike. Let's headbutt. Ooh, I mean, Whirlwind is just going to end it if we get it, so. Probably should have had another headbutt, and now that I'm thinking about it, because it helps us fish for Whirlwinds. We have 17 strength. Our Whirlwind does 29 damage times 5. Okay. That went pretty well. Well, the last turn did anyway. Gain dexterity. That's pretty useful. I think that's probably more useful than the explosive right now. Sword Boomerang. Deal 3 damage to random enemy 4 times. I mean, that's in the same vein as what we're doing. Juggling Plus. Innate. So it starts in our hand. It's a power. Add a copy of the 3rd attack you play each turn into your hand. 3rd attack. That's interesting. That is interesting. I don't think it's very good for what we're doing, though. Because A, we already have a lot of powers of juggling already. And B, the thing we would want is Whirlwind, but we never play that 3rd. So, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, we have no choice but to go for the elites. If we have to use potions here, we gotta use potions. Okay. So we got 21 damage coming in immediately. We have 4 defense on the board. Okay. We have no defense in hand. Okay. This sucks. I guess my inclination is we go for the lowest health enemy first. That gave us something. We might weaken them here. Less damage. Because I mean, we're just taking straight right up. Yeah. It only even affects one of you, but every bit helps. I've been hexed. Add ethereal to this card. Which card? This card? Man, all of the cards? What does ethereal even do? The card is in your hand at the end of this turn. It is exhausted. Oh. Okay. You guys are attacking for a fair bit here. I mean, you gotta play the bird swoop for sure. Blood wall. Well, we're already at 14. We're at 17. We have 26 coming in. Blood wall would keep us safe. We could also play 2 more things to get 4 more block, which would bring us to 21. So we'd only take 5 in total. I think I'm probably willing to do that. Yeah. You have to play this. Then you're going to play Whirlwind. Dampen. My upgrades are no more. All your cards are downgraded? Okay, well, there's no reason not to play Rupture. I think you play Crimson Mantle. Where... And everything's falling apart. We have 12 health. These are like... Is there anything we can do? And how much is coming in right now? 18 plus another 9, so we got 27. We have 8 block currently. We'll have 1 more coming in. Okay. So we're at 9. I think you're gonna taunt for sure. We gotta survive another turn at least. Dexterity potion, maybe? We gotta do the math first. Okay, so we got, again, it's 27 coming in. We're at 9. Just based off base stuff. If we completely dedicate ourselves to defense this turn, which would mean giving up on Pyre, but it's only 1 extra energy anyways, which I hate losing permanently, but... okay. So we can get... We're at 9 currently. We could get another 5 to put us at 14, another 7 to put us at 21, and then another 4 to put us at 25. They got 27. Am I willing to accept 2 damage to save Dexterity Potion for another day? Probably. Because I think the play here is we're waiting for a... We're waiting to draw a Whirlwind, which is going to be downgraded to begin with, so it's not actually even going to be that good. But we're waiting for that, and then we probably are going to Gigantify it and hope that that's enough. Now the question here is, Pyre will be important for that. Is there... But I don't think Dexterity Potion is going to help us enough. So let's put you on the highest health guy, although I don't think it matters because you'll be gone anyway. Okay, if we do not kill them this turn, we lose. This will deal 30 damage. If we Gigantify it, it will deal 60 damage. I think we've lost. Well, okay, let's not be super defeatist. If we play the Whirlwind, it will kill you. It will kill you. It'll take you down to 4. I wish we had, like, one more strength. Pillage can draw us more cards. We also have our Shrug It Offs. Problem is, we play Shrug It Off. Like, you need to kill this guy. At minimum. He's dealing 35 damage. These two are together dealing another 33. And you could get another 16 out of these, which would bring us up to, what, 12 plus 16. So that's going to put us at 28. What did I say these guys are doing? 33? So if you could play both Shrug It Offs and kill the Magic Knight, I think you just barely survive one more turn. Is that possible, though? I think it is. What you would do is you'd play Shrug It Off, Pillage, but you would Gigantify the Pillage. So the Pillage would deal 22 damage on the Magic Knight, which would be exactly enough to kill it. Then you shake it off, or Shrug It Off, sorry, not Taylor Swift. And that puts you at... Again, that's going to put you at 28, I think. Which means you would take 5 damage. It might be worth the Dexterity Potion, because that gives you one turn of no damage. Or, hold on, Rage would give you 3 block from Pillage, which would bring you up to 31 damage. And so you'd only take 2, make it 3 because of the ability. The problem is, if we can't win with the Whirlwind now, when are we winning? Right? That's the problem. But the Whirlwind was really close to working. So let's not despair too much. For the Whirlwind to work, we just need a little more strength. So, alright, I think we have a plan. We Rage. Oh, wait a minute, but if we Gigantify now, we can't do it later, but I think this is the only way. Wait a minute, hold on. It triples! You deal 30 damage 3 times. That's 90. We're fine. Oh. I thought it doubled. Gold. Power. Captain's Wheel. At the start of your 3rd turn, gain 18 block. I mean, I guess that kind of synergizes with the Horned Cleach. Lose HP, deal damage. Not bad. We're going to the fire, and I don't normally do this, but I think we got a rest. And even after that, I don't actually even feel that good. Okay, a Stonecracker. At the start of boss combats, upgrade 3 random cards in your draw pile for the rest of the combat. Okay, I mean, that's just going to be generally positive. I think this is another rest for me. Especially because we got so many, like, upgrading. Like, how many cards are, Can I sort by, like, upgraded? Oh, view upgrades. Oh, no, that just shows me everything's upgrade. Can I sort by, like, I want to see only the upgraded cards? I don't think so. Yeah, whatever. you. Okay. Possess strength. When killed, return all stolen strength to the player? Well, that's concerning. I mean, neither of you doing anything. Stone armor now is actually not a bad idea. It like preps some defense, so I don't mind that. And then I guess I'll whirlwind the both of you. Do I want an Infernal Blade now? I mean, it's in the hand, might as well. That's maybe the worst card we could have possibly drawn from that. Okay, well then. I guess at least it gets shuffled into the discard, so it can come up later. We have negative strength. That actually works like that? Huh, I didn't realize that's how that worked. Okay, so we already have 23 defense this turn. You're attacking for 12 plus 15, which is 27. So if we get a little extra armor, we could put like 1 defend and be fine, or shrug it off. Guess we'll play like 1 defend. And then we'll whirlwind the both of you. And swoop you. Okay. So, no defense to worry about, so I guess we'll just get bashing. These guys are annoying. There's no reason to not play Rupture. Am I going to play Shrug It Off regardless? 4 block. We have 7 block right now. How much damage do we have coming in? We got 16 plus 15. That's 31. Probably going to want some block. Unless I can kill this guy straight up. Even if I can, I still might want some block. And some strength actually would do me wonders right now. Okay, I guess we'll pillage you. What could I draw with a Battle Trance? Anything useful on 0? We could draw Bloodletting. Yeah, we're taking not an insignificant amount of damage this turn. Okay, and you're doing nothing. Demon Form, actually, if there was a time... Or Pyre. Give me Demon Form, because we need to counteract this strength stealing. Okay. We need to kill you. 10 damage to all enemies. Okay. That's not bad. If it's... So we could get 19. But if we do you first, I think we exactly lethal you. Because now, yeah, you're 13. Perfect. At this point, I think we'll probably defend. And now you are in for a world of hurt. Yeah, Whirlwind will probably do the job here. Gold. Card. An additional Pyre. We would... yeah, sure. Give me the campfire. We need it. And I think we're going to rest yet again. Although I would love to upgrade that pyre. Yeah. Won't do us any good if we're dead. Not to mention, we got a campfire there. And it could just get upgraded from this guy. This enemy intends to attack for 29 damage? Okay, starting off strong. Ooh, this is perfect, though. Infernal Blade. And then this... We've exhausted something, so Evil Eye is going to be 22 block. So that basically single-handedly solves the block problem. So we're at 26. So we'll take 3. I mean, obviously you'd prefer to take 0, but I'll take 3. Would you like to headbutt? Is this thing permanently? I guess I'd probably just take the swoop back out. And some hemokinesis. I mean, it deals a bit of damage, but I'm fine with that. Seems like a fair trade to me. Isn't this like an elite enemy? What's elite about you? Yeah, this is an elite enemy, allegedly. 9 damage. Okay. You're attacking for 18. We already have 17. So, again, I'm not really sure we need to worry that much about blocking right now. We might still block regardless. Though, I mean, honestly, I think just a bird soup and a whirlwind is about as good as you're going to get for this turn. Okay, I've been weakened by 2. So you're attacking for 9 times 4. That's a bit much. Although I have 18 plus 2, I'm at 20. 9 times 4 is, of course, as we all know, 36. So we're getting hit for 16 right now. Not great. Give me a pillage. Give me a shrug it off. So we're at 28. Do you want to inflame? I think I'd inflame and just take the damage. Demon form is fun and all, but 27 damage is not fun. That being said, I don't have attacks or blocking anyway, so I guess I could block for 5. This give me demon form. If we can't really block this turn, let's just make our future turns evil for him to deal with. Okay, the weakness is really starting to get to me. 43, straight up, in a single attack. Okay, well, there's no reason not to play Rupture. Rage. I mean, again, I think this is like a there's no reason not to play Rage type of situation. There might be a reason not to play Stone Armor, and that'd be if we have lethal. We can deal 3 damage to ourselves, which will give us the ability to do a Whirlwind attack of 55 damage. That is not even half of our opponent's... That's not even half of our opponent's health. What do we have left in the deck, though? Okay, so we would not be expecting another Whirlwind anytime soon. I'm not even sure if the dexterity works on the stone armor. That just gives us 6 defense. I don't even think that's enough. Are we dead? Because even if we get 6 plating, what? That effectively gives us 35 health. He's dealing 43 damage. We do have rage, so if we use whirlwind, we'll get an additional 3. So we'll be at, what? 38. Okay, so I think we gotta use the power potion and hope we draw something that helps. And even if we survive this turn, I don't see a path to killing him or surviving, so yeah. But we try regardless. What do we got here? Judgment or Juggernaut. Whenever you gain block, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. That's not really that helpful right now. The first time you gain block from a card, each turn, double the amount gained. That's great. Except, I don't think this counts as gaining block from a card. Whenever you draw a card containing strike, it is played against a random enemy. Well, this is the only thing that might do something. Yeah, that's not even block. That's not block. I mean, obviously you're not going to bloodlet and give yourself even less health. I think we're dead. Dang. Unless there's something I'm missing here, mechanically. It's over. Somehow we only even got 3 from... Oh, well, that was expected. Dang. It is bad mouthing this guy, too. Ugh. I think we took too many cards. Our deck wasn't consistent enough. We unlocked an epoch, apparently. Whatever that means. In the timeline, reveal epochs to unlock cards, relics, and much more. Meow. Chapter 5, Meow. The reopening. Mother of Resurrection, Meow awakened from her slumber. Rise, champion. Again. Again. Meow will now greet you at the start of each run. Oh, we got a lot. Sheesh. Prayon. Magnum opus. A void of nothingness, but then the world came into existence. It churned about and molded itself to that which tells stories. Along this journey lay a planet named Prayon. A mere speck in the universe, they say that a great story about a spire took place there. Cards unlocked. Automation, entropy, and catastrophe. Okay. Devastation. Okay. The Ironclad's strength surges. The flames of the demonic pact course through his blood. Cuts and bruises heal rapidly. The Valley Guard are cleaved into, the desert tribe are burned to a crisp. Windwalkers smashed into the ground, and even a familiar horde of aggressive bronze-cladded warriors are set ablaze. With these exciting new flames, all of the Ironclad's enemies are shown no mercy. All of the Ironclad's... Ironclad? Where is everyone? Ooh, new relics. Okay. Interesting. We also did, like, no deck removal this last run. That probably wasn't great. The Ironclad warrior from a faraway land entered the spire. Driven by pure instinct and accursed blood, he has lost all reason and identity. All who prevent his ascent shall perish. Okay. Then we got you. Fog rolls in. The silence. News of the spire's reopening made its way to the Silent. She ferries a boat to the capital. Alright, the Silent sneaks past the gatewards, with the gate wards with ease and enters the spire once more. Alright, go Silent. Silent was always my favorite character, so. Okay. Alright, that took a while, but we got time to try one more time.